With all that's happened in the last month in PEI, I thought it would be time for an update. On November 7th, after 10 days of voting, mixed member proportional was declared the winner of the provincial plebiscite. The celebration would be short-lived. The next day, the Premier of the province, Wade McLaughlin, announced that the vote wouldn't be respected. He argued that because not enough people voted, the results didn't represent the will of the people. While the turnout might not seem high, it's comparable with the turnout for municipal elections, and no one questions their legitimacy. PEI held a referendum back in 2005. It had an even lower turnout than the recent plebiscite. Only 33% of the population voted, yet the results were accepted, because it reinforced the status quo. Governments will accept lower turnouts when the results suit their needs. The Premier has conflicting interests. He's the Premier of the province, but he's also the leader of his political party. Switching to MMP, while the best move for democracy, isn't the best move for his party. The days of absolute power on 40% of the vote would be over, and the Premier knows it. On November 24th, a motion to hold the next election using MMP was defeated. Motion 54 was put forward by PEI Green leader Peter Bevan Baker. The vote was a failure of representative democracy. 15 members, 14 Liberals and 1 Progressive Conservative, voted against the motion despite their ridings voting for it. Only 6 MLAs did the right thing and voted the same way as their constituents. The government introduced their own motion, Motion 80, the Orwellian named Democratic Renewal, a Clear Question and a Binding Vote. An obvious problem with the motion's name is that the vote isn't binding. The next government can choose to ignore it as they see fit, just as the Premier has done with the current vote. Motion 80 proposes another referendum be held in 2019 that will give voters the choice between MMP and some yet-to-be-announced electoral system. I'd guess they'll probably go for a ranked ballot since it gives the two biggest parties a huge advantage, yet will give the appearance of change. A more accurate title for Motion 80 might be Kicking the Can, a delayed question and a non-binding vote. If the Premier was serious about having a referendum on electoral reform, then he should change the system to MMP for 2019 and have a referendum in 2023 asking people which system they prefer. Then you'd allow people to compare apples to apples. But there isn't much political support for that because, like New Zealand, people would probably choose to keep proportional representation. If you want more information on the efforts to bring proportional representation to PEI, check out the website for the PEI Coalition for PR at their Facebook page at facebook.com/PR Action Team. And if you want more independent news, check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/BeCurrentNews.